Hey, what's up guys, welcome to today's YouTube video. So as you saw in the last Learning from Your Losses series, I played against Ryan, but I was piloting a completely different deck and it was Mermills. So sticking to the theme of like water decks, I decided to play Plunders for this free tournament hosted by Yugioh. This time I piloted my, just Kaiju Plunder deck. Actually my Rogue deck, I barely changed the list at all because I was kind of like, YOLO, whatever, it's a free tournament, I'll just play for fun. Anyways, of course, I meet Ryan in top 32, and we were just talking, and we're like, oh my god, are you serious? It's the battle of the rogues. But I think this is a really good match to watch some of the technical play involving Plunders, as well as a Striker. It's always a really good match to play against Ryan, so I think there's a lot to learn from this matchup. You'll see that Ryan may or may not actually get his revenge. We'll see, because as you guys saw in the last video, I'll show up a clip right here. Ryan kind of got sacked by me, so maybe we can turn the tables around. But without further ado, guys, we'll get right into the video. Alright, so I'm up against Ryan right now. He's Kamano, and he wins the dice roll, and he's going to make me go first. He actually knew what I was playing already, because my top 64 match took a while. Do some like judge calls, like people didn't understand, like you can't Ash Whitebeard, but that's totally fine. But anyways, I get to play against Ryan. He made me go first. My hand is a, yeah, man, I'll set one pass. See you later. Anyways, he's going to start off with Rhoda, see the Ray. You'll see that his hand is like, really, really good, actually. He also has like a really good hand trap for Rogue decks, which is Ogre. So you can go multi-roll, then chain the multi-roll on the Ray after using Ray effect to tag out. He's then going to go into Desires and then draw 2 cards. It's going to shoot Shark Cannon and Upstart. And then he's going to Upstart probably into a Nibiru, which is really, really good. He's going to attack my monster, and then essentially he's going to trigger Hayate. And then at the end of everything, I'm going to trigger my Whitebeard. Here, I'm just going to summon the Redbeard. And then at the end of battle phase, I'm going to use Redbeard's effect. The reason why I do this is because he activated multi-roll, and so like if I move to M2, he gets priority for the first action, and I can't respond because of multi-roll. So I wanted to just use Redbeard's effect to get Morik, and then use Morik effect to banish Hayate. In totality, this effectively did nothing, but I get to search a card off Morik, and I banish his Hayate, so he does get Ray back, right? But like I said, this doesn't change anything in terms of game state, except that I got a free +1 because I searched Shipyard, and then the shipping is in my graveyard now. Because then at M2, he's just gonna essentially just tag it out and then just, afterburner me. So not much to say about that. He's gonna get the Widow Anchor. It's pretty good. Make Shizuku. It's gonna burn my card. He's gonna set everything actually, but he actually gets bailed out by the hand traps. That's why he doesn't lose to the evenly match here. He's going to add jamming waves. And then he's going to reset the afterburner. You're going to see that I essentially just draw. I go to battle. And then I just evenly match him. He's going to chain the Shark Cannon to banish. Oh, to actually summon this card. Just so it gets banished face down, which is fine. He's going to banish everything except the Widow Anchor, which I predicted. I was like, okay, that makes sense. So what I did here at this point was I was trying to figure out like what can I do to like get more advantage. I knew that he had a Kagari up, so I was like thinking for quite a while here at this current game state, but I decided to just pass and hold my resources and not set up too much. Yeah, in hindsight, I could have maybe went Shipyard effect, dump Golden Hair, and then Golden Hair effect, dump the Whitebeard, and then summon 2 monsters. So he has like to decide what to Widow Anchor. And then I also have a booty as a follow-up, but then he does have the jamming wave, so I can't really shotgun the booty so that he can't jamming waves it. But anyways, he's gonna just summon Ray, which he had another one. I was like, oh wow, so he started off with 2 Ray. That's really lucky. It makes sense because he did banish one, but he's just gonna tag out into a Shizuku, and then Shizuku's just gonna attack me. And then at end phase he gets to search. So the reason why I didn't do any plays because I knew he probably kept the Widow Anchor. So at this point I just wanted to Kaiju him and then try to OTK him or like set up as much advantage as possible at this point in time. So you're gonna literally see me go Desires first just because I wanted to see what I would draw. I didn't draw the best. I literally drew dupes of like Hair But if I drew like Whitebeard or something, I probably would have OTK'd him. But I'm going to activate the Shipyard, and he's going to Ghost Ogre it. You'll see that I don't actually Kaiju because I wanted to see what hand traps he had, and then Kaiju him based on off of that play. But yeah, so at this point, I end up Kaijuing him, but I think if I held out one more turn, it probably would have been better. But I decided to do it just because I did have the shipping in my graveyard. I can banish it to equip the emblem, then use the emblem effect to make a Blackbeard, which this was a misplay. I should have used the Shipyard's effect first and then tag out the Blackbeard. So I could have like bounced this to my hand and then set this, and that would have been way better. I got a free draw off this, which is fine, but I'm gonna use the effect to banish the Widow Anchor, search Whitebeard, and then use Bluebeard effect to discard the Whitebeard that I just added, and then draw a card, and then trigger Whitebeard effect to summon another Bluebeard, because unfortunately I got really unlucky. I banished pretty much all my Redbeards, so I didn't have any Redbeard left in my deck. So at this point in time, like, I basically played in through an Nibiru, which I think if I didn't, I would have guaranteed the game a lot easier, because now at this point I do have, like, for example, like some plays I can keep going. Like my game plan was to like use Hair Effect and Reborn itself, and then I got Nibiru. So I got punished by the Nib here, which I didn't take a read on the Nib. I just didn't. I could have definitely played around it, but so I got really punished really badly by the Nibiru here. He decided to basically, what he did was he made me put my token in attack mode and then put his monster in defense. So I'm like, I decided not to attack it because I'm like, like he probably has Sky Striker spells, right? I knew he has Jamming and Shark, so he only had one unknown at this point in time. Remember, I like knew his entire hand. He sure Shark and Jamming both off of Shizuku, so I knew everything he had except for the Terraforming. So that was like the only unknown. So I'm like, yo, he can't activate his Sky Striker spell, so his multi-roll is banished off my evenly match. So the only way he gets out of this is through an Area 0, which he gets really lucky he had, and then he top decks a Ray. So I mean, the top deck Ray was way too much advantage for me. And so I was just like, oh, that's so unfortunate. But then I used Booty Effect. And then so what I did was he activated that. And on resolution of activation, I summoned the brand by using Booty. And then I wait for him to Area 0 first. Just so that if he does, I can then banish it so that he can't remove his own Nibiru. So effectively shutting him out of Rays. But now, of course, I get really unlucky. He top decked the Ray. And so I think I played pretty well, except that one time I could have recurred this and then set the Shipyard. I pretty much played pretty well except for that one play off the Shipyard, because if I reset the Shipyard, my brand would have been like 3,500, so he couldn't get over it with Nibiru, and he would have had to like banish it off with Zeke, or like set his own Shark, then Jamming Wave, pop his own set to pop my monster. So I get, like I said, it's really unlucky here with nothing much I can do. So yeah, I mean, him top decking the Ray was just so lucky, and there's not much I can do. I even asked him, I'm like, in the chat, like, oh, did you top deck that? But so basically at this game point, or at this game position in time, it was either like I got outplayed because he kept the Ray this whole entire time, or he drew too many Rays, or he top decked the Ray and I didn't get outplayed. I just got unlucky. And so like I think I played perfectly, except for that, like I said, that one Shipyard play. And I just got sacked by the extra Ray. So you saw right here that, and I top deck a Veiler. I'm going to summon like the Whitebeard. I could have crashed it, but then he would have just got Ray effect, so there was no point. So what he does here is he's going to use Jamming Waves on his own set, but he top decks an Ash. So look what happens. I'm like, okay, you can pop your own Shark. That's fine. I don't care. He's going to chain the Shark hand and bring back my Veiler. And then I'm going to activate Whitebeard effect, so there's no way he kills me. But guess what? He had the Ash Blossom when she top decked, and he had no resources left at this point, right? So, like I said, very, very unlucky. So what he's going to do is he's going to make Celine right off the bat. This plays around Nibiru. So instead of going Hagari, then going Needle Fiber, then going all the routes, that plays through Nib. That gets Nibiru'd. So he's going to go for this line of play, but I had the Veiler. So I was able to Veiler him. He attacks for 1850. So I top deck a Nibiru, which is not good. He attacks me again. and then draw for turn. I top deck Ash, but then guess what? He top decks another Sky Striker monster. So as you saw there, I couldn't really do anything, and pretty much got sacked. But that's fine. That's part of Yu-Gi-Oh for sure. I make him go first, but his hand is so broken. He has double Judgment, Effect Veiler, and Ray. So that's like the best opening you could have asked for. So this Desires is literally free. Then of course he draws Cosmic and MST, which is really good because against my deck, right? The MST or the Cosmic Cyclone on my terraforming is really good. So he's gonna make Shizuku and just search Area 0 and then pass. It's smart to search Area 0 because if I get rid of his Shizuku with a Kaiju or something, he can just MST his own Area 0 and then summon back another Ray. So at this point, I went Terraform to search Shipyard and then activate Shipyard. Yeah, I Kaiju first and then he essentially... So this was like another play. The sequencing could have been better. I could have activated Shipyard first instead of Kaijuing him first. But I think that's okay. Anyways, I'm going to go normal summon the Golden Hair. And then I'm going to make Almirage. And then use the effect to essentially dump the Whitebeard. And then use Whitebeard effect to summon Redbeard. And then at this point, there's many lines of play I could have done. I could have technically to play around a Judgment, which there's no way for me to like knew he would have played a Judgment. Like, I just didn't expect Judgment at all. So I made a big error here, which is I make Bran. The reason why I made this was so that I can get rid of his back row, which is now effectively dead. And then Bran it still actually searches, even if you don't have a Plunder equipped to it. But when you synchro these cards off, Redbeard would actually equip to Bran. So I would essentially I would have banished one card, and then banish another card on his turn. So that was my game plan essentially. But you'll see right here that I automatically get Judgment there, and so I couldn't really do anything. So I was like, I guess I could have played around the Judgment by making a Blackbeard with the Golden Hair and the Almirage, and then have the Redbeard just pass on the Redbeard, and then use Redbeard effect to get the Bluebeard, and then to get the Blackbeard, and then Blackbeard triggers into a Mork, and then Mork can just banish his cards. He didn't have Ash, so I couldn't really, hit his Area 0, which was my game plan. Like, I knew that I didn't want him to get access to Ray through Area 0. So he whiffs there. But unfortunately, it doesn't really matter because he's just going to MST, summon another Ray, make Kagari. Kagari, add back to Area 0. Link both of them off into a Zeke, then linked off into Shizuku, and then search multi-roll. So at this point, he's gonna... Okay, yeah, he's smart. He banished the Golden Hair in this case. He searched Shark Cannon at end phase. No, he had the Shark Cannon in his hand and used the Shark Cannon right away at end phase on the Golden Hair. The reason why is because he knew that I'm very normal summon reliant. So whatever I normal summon, he's just gonna Judgment. I top deck the Emblem, which is not great. And then on my normal summon of Redbeard, he just Judgments the hell out of it. And then after this, it's pretty much game. He goes for the OTK. Yeah, I didn't expect him to have OTK, but then I realized that he didn't actually get to summon Ray yet. So this is effectively game. To be honest, if I had Nibiru, he would have gotten punished really badly. I think he would have actually lost the game. But, I mean, he essentially knew that he couldn't grind with my deck. So I did keep the Nibiru in, actually, for this situation. And because Nibiru is a light, and the worst case, I discard it as fodder. But you see right here, I get 2-0'd. Like I said, there's just tells that I couldn't predict, which was like the Judgments. Definitely like really good side cards now, and a card that I would probably play around in the future. Because I expected more of like a there can only be one or something like that, which even if there can only be one my initial board, I could have played through it with a Phoenix. No, I couldn't have because it's a Fiend. Yeah, if it was a Floodgate, it would have been a lot harder actually, to be honest. But I definitely expected the Floodgate. But yeah, unfortunately, that was pretty much game, guys. So I hope you guys learned a little bit something about this. I think it was really good game. I think we both played really well. And yeah, there was definitely that's like definitely one of the things you can I very highly recommend you guys can improve on, is definitely trying to figure out like tells what your opponent may or may not have. Like, you can play around most of the cards if you play perfectly, but the problem is that's why like spicy cards in the side deck that throws people off. Like, even Ryan at the end of their match was like, yeah, there's no way you could have expected the Solemn. There's no way you could have made the read on that. At least double Solemn, right? Like, the first Solemn was fine. The double Solemn, well, there was no way you can like read that. The other thing was like game 1, there's no way I could have predicted him getting another access array. Like even though I got Nibiru, like he couldn't really get rid of his token, right? So like I was like fine, or get rid of his own Nibiru, and my token was huge, and there's no way to out the token unless he top decked a Strike Striker monster. So like I said, things like this happen, and the best thing you can do is like kind of learn from it and then play around it. Like if I predicted him get top decking array, I could have probably played around it and not summon more than 5 times. But the reason why I went so ham was because I wanted to fully set up and hit the field spell, which would have got like I wanted to set up the brand to hit his field spell so he couldn't get access to Ray. But in this situation, he just, instead of getting the field spell, which he did have, he just top decked the Ray. So like I said, unlucky, but overall good game. And I hope you guys learned something. I'm actually going to go live on Twitch after you guys see this. So if you guys are interested, definitely go out and check out my Twitch down below. And I'll see you guys in there. Without further ado, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.